Yo, you guys gotta let me know when the stream actually is here and you guys can see me, because I have no context otherwise. Think we are up and running by the looks of it. Type hello in chat or type something in chat once you're here. That way I know this is actually being pushed out and I can see everything. Well, just give me a moment. Hey. One sec, boys. Let me just get this set up. Cool. We should be all good now. To be completely transparent, I had to change my t-shirt. And yes, I did go from one black t-shirt to another. I have like an infinite supply of black t-shirts, boys. They just spawn in. The second I need a new one, another one just takes its place. How are we all on this fine Sunday evening of the 6th month of 2026? The camera should be all up and good now. Flex the biceps. Oh. Boys, is the stream quality okay? Because sometimes the Wi-Fi here is a bit cooked. I just want to know. We'll answer any questions in a couple of minutes, boys, and we'll jump in. I just want to know, are we all good with stream quality and everything like that first? And then we can go from there. Cool. Quality's all good? I mean, I'm looking at the suggestion now. YouTube actually gave me a notification saying the stream's current bitrate is 32,000 kbps, which is higher than the recommended bitrate. We recommend you use a stream bitrate of 6,800. So I'm using 4 to 5x the bitrate. So hopefully it looks decent and my Wi-Fi doesn't kill itself because of that. If it starts lagging, I would love you guys to just give me a quick heads up. That way I can adjust it as needed. Awesome. Right, let's get going. Feel free to put questions into the chat. Some quick ground rules. Please format your question correctly. Give me enough context to the point where I can actually answer it. For example, if you just tell me, how should I raise my prices? It's going to be a completely different answer depending on who you're working with, depending on do you have other clients, things like that. So please give enough context for your question. Also, please format your question in a way where I can actually understand it. If you give it in broken English, I'm going to skip over it and give someone else a chance. So yeah, that's how the Q&A question calls go. Just keep it on the context of editing and we'll be all happy. Towards the end of these calls, by the way, well, not a call, it's technically a live stream. Towards the end of the live stream, I'll point you guys towards some resources that I think you'd find useful. It's going to be completely free stuff, but that's just something where towards the end of the stream, I'll give you guys some access to some source. You don't have to type in huge questions. When I say give enough context, I mean just keep the question concise. Like it can be a small question, but just give me like enough context. Don't be super vague. Like, how do I get clients? Cool, let's get started. I got my client, so this is from DC Gang. I got my client 1.4 million views in 2 days, but I work in India, so there's not a lot of money, and now you want to make $1,000 per video. with my 6 skills. Please help me get there, as well as all other editors. Cool. I mean, views doesn't really have a huge correlation to how much you're getting paid. For example, I've had people who average 2, 3, 400,000 views, and they were literally paying me $100, $150 per video when I was getting started. I have clients where they've gotten 2, 3, 400 views, and they've paid 1 to 1.5K per video, and I see it all the time. So just because someone's getting more views doesn't mean you're inherently going to be getting paid more. Now, if you want to charge more, so you want to hit that $1,000 per video, this is the simplest way to do it. Look at who you're working with, look at your skills, and look at how good is the work you're showing off. Let's start with one at a time. In terms of who you're working with, it's a lot easier for you to charge $1,000 per video to someone who $1,000 isn't a lot of money. For example, if you sell to poor people, you taking their last $1,000 is going to be peak. But for someone where they're making, let's say, 5, 10, 15, 20, 200K a month, you charging 1K per video suddenly makes a lot more sense. So by working with people that are making more money, preferably from the YouTube channel itself, either through sponsorships, ad revenue, or just through having a product in the back end, working with those people makes charging $1,000 per video much, much easier. Second of all, your skills. Don't listen to anyone that says you don't need to be a good editor to be able to charge more. Being a better editor will make it a lot damn easier. And if someone tells you, hey, you don't need to be a good editor, you should run the opposite direction, because they're just trying to sell you something or be some guru telling you that, oh, it's so easy to do XYZ. I'm here to tell you, it's going to take a lot of good skills to be able to charge more. It makes it easier. But just because you are trying to reach out to the right client and you're good at editing, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to charge more than $1,000 per video unless you have the last part, which is you need to realize that just because you can edit to a certain level doesn't mean the creator will pay you for that level of editing. Let me explain. Let's say that there's a surgeon and you know that for the exact surgery that you need, he's essentially saying that he can do it. But he has no proof of it. You go on his site, there's nothing showing it. You ask him for people that he's done it for, there's nothing showing it. Would you trust him to do that surgery on you? Of course not. Even for something that's simpler, like a simpler surgery, would you allow him to charge you a premium rate for a simple surgery just because he says that he's a good surgeon? Of course not. The only proof that actually matters is the proof that we can see. In the same way, just because you have the skills and the person has the money, they're not going to pay you unless you show on your portfolio and your socials that you can actually do it, and you can do it consistently. So when you reach out to the right people, so people who have money, you're actually good at editing, and your portfolio reflects that, that's when you're going to be able to charge over $1,000 per video, day in, day out. Inspiration banks don't work no more. Pinterest don't work no more. Raw creativity don't work no more. How do you get animation ideas? There are 2 ways that I'm getting animation ideas, and this is how you unlock infinite creativity. The first method is power words. Power words are the few words in a sentence that carry the most meaning. For example, right now I am recording with a camera. If you wanted to get that sentence and put it in the least number of words possible for it to still make sense, how can you do that? Right now I'm recording with a camera. Recording, camera. That gets 90% of the message across in as few words as possible. Those are the power words. Let's say you're editing a gaming video. We need to reach the nether within the next 15 minutes or we lose the challenge. Nether, 15 minutes, lose challenge. Those are the power words. By identifying the power words in any line, you can use those as inspiration on what to animate. So for example, if we said the nether example, we need to get to the nether in the next 15 minutes or we lose the challenge, you could create a scene that is in the nether and you show him essentially popping through the nether portal. So we need to reach the nether. 15 minutes. So maybe you have a timer that just hit 15 minutes and then lose the challenge. You could have like a big cross over the screen when he says lose challenge. So we use power words within a sentence to drive the animation ideas. The second way that we're thinking about animation ideas is we need to look at sentiment, meaning of the sentence. Because just the power words alone might actually push us to the wrong track. Let me give you an example. If I said, I just used my last potion, the power word could be considered potion. But it doesn't make sense for us to just show a potion on screen. Because what's the meaning of that sentence? I just used my last potion. It could mean that he literally just used it. But also, maybe in this context, he needs a speed potion to be able to jump a parkour jump. So imagine, I think Minecraft max is 5 blocks. Imagine it's a 6-block jump. He needs the potion to be able to run over. And he just said, I just used my last potion. The meaning of the sentence is he can no longer jump over to the next area. So we would not have been able to visualize that or had the idea to visualize that unless we looked at the meaning of the sentence. So that's how I'm thinking of animation ideas. The power words, so the literal most important words, and the meaning. What does this sentence mean and how can both of these influence the animation? What's the best course of action when learning a new software, like going from CapCut to something like DaVinci or Premiere Pro? Just get the software, learn it in the exact same way that you learn Premiere Pro or After Effects or that you learn CapCut. Realize that when you edit on any software, whether it be DaVinci, CapCut like you mentioned, Premiere Pro, After Effects, there are transferable skills that supersede, that surpass the actual software and the buttons you click. For example, if you have the skill of composition or the skill of creating depth, and you can do that on one software, you can now do that on any other software in a fraction of the time. Let's say someone going from Premiere Pro to After Effects. If they know how to create depth on Premiere Pro, it might have taken them 30 minutes to learn it the first time on Premiere Pro. But on After Effects, the second they learn which effect they actually need to use, it takes them 2-3 minutes. So just because they're on a new software doesn't mean it's going to take them as long as it took the first time they learned editing. So my best advice, if you're changing and learning a new software, just download the software, have the discipline to no longer use the old one, and realize that by you just editing more videos and real videos like client work and re-edits of YouTube videos, you will learn as quickly as you humanly can. Ooh, chat is moving extremely fast. I currently make 2 videos per week for a client. This is for Max. So this is for Max. I currently make 2 videos per week for a client where we share the monthly income of the channel 50-50, 3K average. I'm assuming that's, I don't know if that's 3K each, like the channel makes 6K or 3K is in 1.5 each, but either way, okay, 3K average. Would uploading more videos per week automatically result in more views/income? That's a good question. It completely depends on how he's monetizing. If he's monetizing purely through AdSense, then in general, yes, uploading more videos per week will generally get you more views, which generally will make you earn more. However, if he's using any other method of monetizing, I would want to find out which videos drive the most revenue. For example, you might see, and this applies if you're monetizing through AdSense as well, but you might realize that these type of videos might get an RPM or $1 per view of this much, these videos might get less views, but they make us more money. Therefore, it makes more sense to do this type of video. So in general, will posting more get you more money for the channel? Yes. But I would couple that with the research of, let's see which videos make the most money so we can double down on those. Bro, I'm consistently editing good. Oh, chat is so fast. Okay, DC gang. I'm consistently editing good videos and I'm getting more than 15 million views on 4 videos and millions on another 14. But I'm not getting what I deserve, even while working with a big channel. Like, I haven't even made 1K. Realize that yes, your skills need to be good in order to make money. But just because you're good doesn't mean you will make money. So if you want to make money, you need to be good. But just because you're good doesn't mean you'll make money. For example, if you want to be respected, you should be in shape. Like, you got to be in shape. Like, you can't be some fat shit and expect people to respect you. But just because you're in shape doesn't mean people will respect you. So it's not a bi-directional relationship. You got to have the skills to make money, but just because you have the skills doesn't mean you will earn the money. Now, how do you monetize if you know you already have the skills? Realize that it's not the delivery part of the business that you need to focus on. You have a problem with traffic, meaning not enough people know you exist. Because if more people who are your target client knew you exist, you'd probably have more clients. And your conversion mechanism is completely broken. So in any business, you have 3 core parts. You have traffic, people finding out you exist; conversion, turning those people who know you exist into clients; and delivery. Whatever the hell you offer them on the front end to turn them into a client, you got to actually deliver on. When you have all 3, you have a functioning business and you're making more money. If one of them are broken, the whole thing falls apart. If you're good at editing, you've got the delivery part sorted. So let's talk about how to improve your traffic and conversion. To improve traffic, it's the ability to get more people to find out you exist. And there's only 2 ways of doing that. You can either outreach, meaning you message people, or inbound, meaning they message you. People often ask, which one's better? And I'm going to explain that to you now. But to understand it, I want you to ask yourself, let's say you go to a gym. Like, a lot of people here go to a gym, I do as well. If someone asked you, if I wanted to get in shape, should I focus on eating better? Or should I focus on going and training? You would just tell them, well, both. If you want to get in shape, you eat well and you train. So in the same way, if you want to get clients, you send outreach and you post in order to get inbounds, because both work together. So to get more traffic, you post and you outreach in order to convert these people, because just because you're messaging people doesn't mean you're getting paid. In order to convert them, you need a proven conversion mechanism. In general, there's 2 conversion mechanisms that have been thoroughly tested within editing. There's the DM funnel and the call funnel. A DM funnel is a conversion process where you get someone to DM you and you close them within DMs. 95% of the clients that I've closed over the last half a decade have been over DMs, and I've closed multiple people where it's between 1,000, 2,000, even higher, of videos that are just purely closed over DMs. We had another guy, his name's Carter. He's been charging 9.8k per video. I believe it was over DMs as well. So you can charge a lot over DMs. And I recommend this if you're not super confident on calls. The second conversion process is calls. This is where you bring someone onto a call, and it could be called something else. It could be called an interview. It could be called a discovery call. It could be called literally just a call to discuss things. But you essentially push to a call in order to try to close them there. Now, on a call, I'm not going to go super in depth with this because honestly, it's a different topic. But you're going to have a general sales process where you follow a script in order to get them to the point where they're actually going to pay you. Whether you use DMs, whether you use calls, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're actually able to close people into actually paying you, because that's what matters. As long as you have traffic and conversion, you can get as many clients as you'd like. And because you mentioned you're already good at editing, the delivery part is just making sure that the videos get done on time and they get done well. If you're making less than, honestly, 4 or 5k a month, that's all you need to focus on. Zerky, I'll be editing a 2.5 hour course video with 14 chapters. My client asked for a quote, but I'm not sure how to price it since it's my first course project. Whenever I'm pricing a video, there's 3 things that I'm really thinking about. First of all, how long is the raw footage? I found it's less relevant how long the final video is going to be, because realistically, to cut an hour-long video into 30 minutes or an hour-long video into 20 minutes, it feels about the same. It's the hour-long footage that's the pain in the ass. So I'll care about the raw footage length when it comes to how I'm pricing. I'm also going to be considering the style. So a 20-minute video, how can you give a price on that if you don't know how heavily edited it's going to be? So if it's more heavily edited, I'll charge more. If it's less, obviously slightly less. To find out how heavily edited they want it, we ask them, how heavily edited do you want it? By asking for references. And the third thing that's going to impact my pricing is how busy I am with other clients. If I'm busy with other clients, I'm going to be a lot more ballsy with my prices. In fact, I had a coaching call earlier today. Someone asked me, how do I price my edits? I asked him, how much are you charging right now? He said he wants to charge between $100, $150 per video. And I told him, dude, I wish I could tell you what number you should charge, but the truth is, if I tell you a number, I'm just going to be holding you back. Because by getting someone else to tell you what you should charge, you train your mind into thinking, that's what I should charge. And I called out someone else in the group. His name's Ali. He edits IRL videos. He's making about 10k a month now. But when he was editing documentary before, he used to charge around $400 per video. And I told him, imagine I told you that documentary videos should be $200. Or we have another guy, his name's Carter, who edits documentary videos. He charges 9.8k per video for documentary videos. I believe they're less than like 30 minutes long. If I told him you should charge $800, because that's what documentary videos like these people would charge for, which by the way, most editors would be happy with $800 for that video. If I told him that, he would have never had the balls to ask for nearly $10,000 for that video. And he ultimately got that client closed, but it was because he had the balls to actually ask for it. And because he was busy with other clients, he was fine with asking for it. Because if you got a no, who cares? So those are the 3 things I'm thinking through when I'm pricing my edits. So make sure you have all 3. Boys, how is the live stream so far? Are we liking it? Is the quality okay? Is the Wi-Fi okay? Is it lagging at any points? 1, if it's perfect. 2, if it's kind of mid, and tell me what you would improve if you write 2. 3, if you're gay. So 1, if it's good. 3, if it's gay and you think it's ass. So 1, if it's good. 2, if you feel like there's something to improve. Just tell me what to change. There's too many spammers. Yeah, that's the nature of YouTube, man. I mean, yeah, it's a free live stream. It's gonna happen. Cool. Let's get back to the questions, boys. Cool, boys. Back to the questions. And someone said, yeah, 9.8k is crazy. I agree. I've personally never charged 9.8k. In fact, most of the people that go through the editing layer, my coaching program, they charge more than me. Like the most I've ever charged is like 2 point something k per video, like the low 2000s per video. They were easy-ish videos. They'd take like a couple of days to finish. But most of the people within the layer that are hitting like 8, 9, 10k a month, 14k a month plus, they charge more than me. Like they charge like 4, 5k consistently. Carter's charged 10k per video. I've never charged that. Like most of the students in the layer, they end up surpassing me, both in terms of how much they're charging per video, and quite a few guys now have actually surpassed how much they make per month. Like we've had like 2 guys that have hit more than 14k a month, and 1 guy that's like edging towards 15. The most I've ever made is like 12, 13k. So yeah, 9.8k per video is crazy. I agree. Do you think editors can get to 30k a month in the near future? I don't think you're going to be able to do it in the freelance model. I've never seen it done. The furthest the freelancer model goes is that 10 to 15k a month. But once you go to that point, I recommend editors to move over to becoming an agency. You don't want to do it too early, because if you transition to agency too early, you end up just losing the few clients you have because you weren't able to fill yourself up with work. How are you going to do it for another editor? And you don't want to do it too late because otherwise you're going to burn out. So for example, literally right before this call, this live stream, I was in a Q&A call with someone and he mentioned all the signs, all the symptoms of someone that should transition from freelancer to agency owner. So he hit 10k a month with one client. He had a couple other clients that gave him work here and there. But the problem was if any of them were inconsistent, especially that main one, his income would drop by a ton and he was getting more leads regularly. So he was still running our client systems, meaning he had more work than he knew what to do with. So I told him, dude, you're making more than 10k a month. You're struggling to scale because of your time and you have more people that want to work with you. Time to outsource, baby. So it's like, yeah. So literally from today, we're working on transitioning over to the agency model for him. That's going to be something that can scale to 20, 30, 40, 50k a month more reliably. But editing on your own, realistically, that gets like 10, 15k a month. I'm hearing someone asking about AI. What you'll realize about AI is it's not as disruptive as people mention. In fact, if right now, go search up on YouTube. Actually, don't do it now. You're going to fuck up my retention. If you go on YouTube in your own time and you search up like AI editing or Claude Code plus Premiere Pro or Hyperframes extension with Claude, all these AI tools for editors, try to use them and realize that they're shit. Like, you won't believe me until you actually try it, or go watch one of their tutorials and just skip to the end to look at the final product that they make. It's fucking shit. For example, if you go onto my 4-hour smooth editing course, you will see the edits that I show at the beginning, and by the end of the course, you'll actually understand how I make the edits that I do. If you want to know if a tutorial is shit, skip to the end, look at the final product, and realize that it looked like nothing compared to what they showed at the beginning of the video. Every single AI tutorial that you see will follow that trend, or at least the ones that act like AI is going to change the editing world. Because I'm telling you now, since AI has been implemented and since we've been implementing AI within like the editing layer, we've just been getting more clients because the client systems are now implementing AI. We've also been, hey, someone donated 50, thank you. So the client systems are more effective. Editing is getting a lot faster because we're using AI for very specific processes, not the sexy part, like here's how you animate using AI, because that doesn't work. But the more like unsexy tasks, we AI those. And really when you implement AI with those two, you get things done faster, but you're ultimately making things faster that have already been working. What you'll realize about AI is that it doesn't fix something that doesn't exist or doesn't fix something that's broken. If you're shit at editing, AI won't fix that. If you can't get clients, AI won't fix that. If you don't know how to close someone, AI won't fix that. Because how can you train an AI to help you close someone if you don't know how to close someone? Like, the whole point is you train an AI with your closing process, and then you ask it for it to help you implement your own process. Same thing with editing. You don't get AI to edit for you, you teach it how you edit, and then you tell it to implement that with this specific part of your workflow. So AI does not create something new, it does not fix anything, it just makes what's already happening happen faster. And this has been a long time coming. Even when people used to ask about shortcuts, or people used to ask about getting a faster computer, I used to say the same thing. A better computer won't make you a better editor. Because if you're a shit editor who gets a faster computer, guess what happens? You're just a shit editor faster. Congratulations. The same way within the age of AI, if you're not getting clients because you're not getting replies to your outreach, congratulations, you're just now not getting replies to more outreach. If you're struggling to create good animations and you use AI, congratulations, you now are creating more shit animations. Like, it just amplifies. So if you're already doing well as an editor, you'd realize AI is super useful. Does the price for the old Lair members still stay the same? I've joined one time, will I get the same price? No, if you left the editing layer and then now you want to join again, you will be at the new price. For people that stay inside the editing layer, it stays at the same price. How do you find more clients within 30 days without outreach? I mean, outreach is going to be the fastest way if you want to get it within 30 days. But fundamentally, the only two ways to get clients are outreach and inbounds. You go to them or they come to you. If you're going to be on your high horse and say, I'm not going to walk to them, then you better do the right things to actually get them to come to you. What does that look like? Posting your work on a consistent basis and making sure it's good. And making sure that your entire brand points towards your DMs. If that funnel isn't in place where there's leakages or people can randomly just go to a different link in your DM funnel, don't expect to get inbounds either. So if you're not going to rely on outreach, which is fine, I would recommend it, but if you don't want to, you better have your inbound system dialed the fuck in. How many years does it take to master editing for a complete beginner? It doesn't take time to master a skill. It takes repetitions and iterations. Let's say you want to become great at basketball and you've never played basketball before. If we just give you time, does that make you better? If we waited 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, will you get better at basketball? Of course not. But let's say you try to shoot into the basket 5 times. By you shooting 10 times, does that make you better? What if you shot it 20 times? What about 50? What about 100? What about 1,000? What about 10,000? And what if after every 10 throws, you looked back at the last 10 and asked yourself, what's changed and did it actually make my throw better? So you had iteration. Of course, you'd improve way faster. In fact, that's how every great basketball player became so great. So does it take time to become a better editor? Or does it take reps and iteration? So how do you actually improve your editing as quickly as possible? First of all, you need to actually be editing videos that are as close to the type of videos you want to work on. Let's say you want to edit for clients, which everyone here, if you watch my stuff, we help editors get clients. So if you want to edit for clients, guess what the best practice is going to be? The best practice is going to be client work. So don't do some random stupid practice edit if the real practice is client work. If you wanted to get better at basketball, don't go start swimming. But what if you can't get client work? That's when we do the next best thing, which is trial videos. So where a potential client has said they want to work with us, but they're not ready to pay, we do a trial on a trial basis with a certain conversion where on the back end, let's say 6 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, around there will end up being a full client. So those are trial videos, they could be paid or free. Then you do re-edits if you don't have any of those. But if you want to get better at editing, you edit more videos. And you need good feedback. Let's say you just shot at the basket 1,000 times, 5,000 times, 10,000 times. Yes, you would get better, but you will never truly become great because you don't have a feedback cycle in place. Because compare two people, one person who shoots at the basket 10,000 times, another person that only shoots it 200-300 times, but after every throw, they had Michael Jordan give them feedback. Of course, the guy shooting 200-300 times, but with professional feedback, is going to make faster results. So that's how long it takes to become a great editor. It's not really about time. It's more about how many edits do you make, and are you getting good feedback from someone who knows what they're talking about extremely regularly. Like I've seen guys who joined the lair where one of the questions we ask when they join is, how long have you been editing for? Not because it matters, just because we're curious. There's some guys that have been editing for like 10, 11, 12 years. I mean, you get some guys where they've been editing for 4, 5, 6 months. And the funny thing is they get about the same results when it comes to the client side of things. Because once you've been editing for anywhere from like 3 to 6 months and you've been taking it seriously, you're already good enough to edit for clients. It's now just about getting the clients in place so you can have real practice footage. Because practice footage for the sake of it is stupid. But if you're practicing on real client videos, you're Gucci. Who gave you feedback at my learning stage? I literally just DM'd hundreds of people to give me feedback of people that I respect. I was pretty well connected as well. Because I think I got into editing, but I really focused on the business side, even from early on. So yes, at first, I tried to be a YouTuber, like a gaming YouTuber. Then I started editing for other people. Then I started like working with bigger and bigger YouTubers. But I got into like getting clients super early because I just like making money, truthfully. So for me, it was always like, hey, I'm just going to pay people for help. And I'm just going to surround myself around people that edit for big clients. So what happened was, because I was a good editor, I would post my work, other good editors recognized me, they brought me into their circles, and we would naturally just network and communicate with each other and give each other feedback. For example, I have an editor, he's pretty big in the space. I've known him from like 2020. Now me and him, we literally got into editing together. So we learned editing together. So we would be on Discord calls and just spend all night editing. We'd do all nighters together. And naturally, we'd give each other feedback. Now, it goes from that to getting better editors to give you feedback, to getting more qualified editors in terms of income to give you feedback. And then eventually, you just start paying people. So that's when I started literally DMing people that I like editors, saying, how much would I need to pay you for an hour of your time just to give me feedback? And then most of them ignore you. You get a few that are like, oh, I'll do it for $100. I'll do it for $500. I'll do it for $600, whatever. You pay it. You improve, you take the feedback on, and the cycle continues. The other great way of learning and getting feedback is just doing client videos. So when clients give you a video, you'll finish it, they give you feedback, improve the video because of that. That's where a lot of my learning came from as well. But those are the two main ways you're going to learn, through actual client work and getting feedback from other people. The reason giving yourself feedback doesn't work is because if you already knew what to fix, you would have fixed it. So giving yourself feedback is stupid. It just propagates. It enables you to create even more of the same mistake. For example, if your composition is bad, but you can't say your composition is bad because if you knew the composition was bad, you would have done it differently. Like you're going to look at that, be like, oh, that's really good because you tried to make it good. And that's going to make it even worse the next time. So when you give yourself feedback, you propagate bad habits, which is why you want it from external sources. Yo, Micah, you can't be spamming, bro. You're getting muted. Goodbye. Ban hammer. We've got 50 guys in here. Out of curiosity, how long has everyone here been editing? Type in chat. How long have you been editing? And we'll jump back into the questions and answers. How long have you guys been editing? I'm so curious. Deech, 2 years. Chubu, 6 months. Luku, 4 years. Yo, Luku, have you been in the lair? I'm pretty sure you have, man. Rishard, I know you're in the lair, dude. 6 to 7 years. I feel like a kid when I say that, man. I remember the first time someone said 6, 7 in a stream. And they got me to say it. And the thing is, I didn't understand what it meant. To be fair, I only found out like last month, so. Baba, 6 years. Genius Officials, 4 years you've been editing. Oh yeah, and less than a year of proper editing. Yeah, that's fairs, man. A lot of people who are learning how to get clients and stuff, it was more like they just got into editing because they were editing their own YouTube videos or friends' videos, something like that. And then they realized that they want to get into editing properly because they fall down a rabbit hole of, oh, you can get clients, etc. And then it's like this year that they've been like really going hard at it. So that's completely normal, dude. 2 years. Oh, Rashad. So the 6-7 thing wasn't a joke. Okay. Rashad's actually been editing for 6 to 7 years. Yo, Luca. Yeah, you've been in the lair, man. You passed the dark times that we talked about our next 2 months ago. You're working for a 12 million subscriber channel now. Good man, bro. Good man. Yeah, Rashad, you were in the lair, bro. I remember you. I remember the initial call we had with you, man. It was sick. Yo, Venom. I tried sending 200 emails, 5 people replied, and we're looking for a $30 per edit. 200 emails with 5 replies? Dude, that's poor, to be honest. Like a 2.5% reply rate. On an emo system, what we're typically seeing within like our program, like just the coaching students, we're seeing anywhere from like a 15 to 25% reply rate on completely cold traffic and completely cold leads. So if you're getting like a 2.5% reply rate, either you're messaging people that just would never need an editor, or your email is completely shit. Like it's either too wordy, it doesn't show intent, there's not social proof weaved in, or you're just positioning yourself like anyone else. But if your reply rate is that poor, I wouldn't even be worrying about the prices, because we need to fix the reply rate before we worry about the next step in the system. Look, you're now moving your ass from working from home to... I'm now thinking of move my ass from home to work more efficiently as you can afford it now. Yeah, dude, I mean, moving out is cool as hell. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm technically still at my parents' house. I rented an apartment for like a year and it was good. I worked really well. But now I like traveling a lot more. Like I'm out of the country for like 9 months out of the year. Like I'm just traveling to different countries. So I actually moved back home just so I have like a stable base. And then now I travel wherever. Like right now I'm in Morocco. I've been here for like a month and a bit. But yeah, man, if you're planning on staying in the country, move out, like get out of your parents' house. It's so worth it. Like you got to move out your parents' house, man. Like I genuinely believe you don't know what it is to live as a man until you've moved out your parents' house. Like you don't know what the responsibilities look like. You don't know what it looks like to host people. You don't know what it looks like to just take care of your own shit until you move out. So I would highly recommend it, man. It's a good life experience. Yup, if you spam like that, you're getting put into timeout. I don't mind, guys, if you put your message into chat again. Let's say like there's been people who have replied since I didn't get around to your question. It's completely okay for you to put your question in chat. But if you spam it like some of the people you're seeing now, I'm literally just going to hide you. So yeah, so you'll be timed out for anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. I have no rule of how long you're going to be timed out for. I just click a random number. So if you could see my screen, I literally just click hide and it gives me a selection for how long to hide you for. I'm going to select a random number, so it's God's will for how long you're hidden for. So please don't spam. Once again, I'm all good with you typing a question in chat multiple times, every 30 seconds, every minute, every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes. I don't mind. But like, do it after I answer a question. Don't just fucking bang, 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 bang. Like using your chat as a machine gun, bro. Cool. Like, ask your question multiple times. That's cool. Just not, you know what I mean? The shooter. Not talking about engagement baiting AI gurus, lol, but are there any workflows that... Oh, I've actually zoomed in. Not talking about engagement baiting AI gurus. Are there any workflows that you found worth it? I'm behind an AI bridge plugin. I'm building an AI bridge plugin for Premiere and want to get your opinion. Don't want to self-plug. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've tested quite a few of those Claude plus Premiere Pro, like MCP bridges. I haven't found any that work yet, because the thing is, it just doesn't get it right. Like from a technical point of view, like does it technically cut the video? Yes. But there's so many mistakes that you spend more time fixing it than actually getting it to work and getting it. You're spending more time fixing it than the time you saved from automating it. And good automation is where it actually saves you time, not just automating it. So yeah, in terms of AI workflows, yes, there are some. I'm not going to get into them now. There's a recent YouTube video I made on it. You guys can check that out if you want, like what I'm personally using for AI workflows in editing. But in terms of that specific Premiere Pro to Claude MCP bridge, I haven't found anything that really works consistently yet. Rashad, I've been getting good feedback from Twitter DMs, but where do I outreach except for that? Anywhere where creators are can be used as a lead source. Twitter has creators on there, so it can be a lead source. Instagram has creators on there, so it can be a lead source. YouTube Jobs can be a lead source. Arguably, since like 2024, it's been kind of shit. So is Twitter. YouTube, obviously, can be a lead source. TikTok can be a lead source. These are all lead sources that you can use to generate leads. The thing is, all of them work. The question is, how do you source the leads from them? For example, just with Twitter, like within our program specifically, there's 3 ways to source leads from Twitter. From YouTube, there's 5 ways of sourcing leads from YouTube. So it's not that, oh, YouTube doesn't work, or Twitter doesn't work, or Instagram doesn't work. It's how you find leads from that platform. Obviously, within the coaching program, we have the specific methods. I'm not going to share that on YouTube because, I mean, then they're going to get saturated. But if you want to go find your own system for generating leads, all you ask yourself is, what platform can I use that has creators on it? How can I consistently find creators that are within my niche and within like the type of size that I want? And then it's essentially just scaling that. Once you have a system that works, it's amazing because you can literally just outsource it. For example, like I've recommended this for a few guys in the lair, not too many, but you can get a system dialed in and then you just get a VA or a DM setter to essentially do that for you. So then while you sleep, you have leads coming in. I still recommend people to DM their own leads until they have the lead sourcing automated. But essentially, you can start outsourcing it to other people to start doing your lead sourcing, then outreaching for you, then the closing for you. And that's when you can start scaling into an agency. For most people, if you're stuck under like 5 to 8K a month, you don't need to worry about that at all. If you're at like 8 to 12 to 15-ish K a month, that's when you worry about the outsourcing part. Hopefully the quality of stream is all right, boys. How are we feeling about it? Let me see, because I haven't even checked my own in a while. Do you want it like a little lower down, a little higher up? What are you thinking, boys? Oh, that was the most satisfying backlash I've ever had. Yo, Malice, based on your POV, are editors quitting more? I've seen some popular and talented editors on X stop posting. Yeah, when people stop posting, it's typically one of 2 reasons, especially when a good editor stops posting. Either they aren't getting the clients that you think they are. You have no idea how many amazing editors are fucking broke. For example, we had a guy, I won't mention his name, he joined the coaching program recently. If you look at this guy's Twitter, you would think he has clients coming at him left, right and center. We jumped on a call with him. He joined the coaching program, and this guy is getting like 500 to 2K a month. And it's like, fuck, you would think this guy's making like 6, 7, 8K a month at least. But he's making like 500 to a couple thousand a month. And for him, it's because he just wasn't getting clients that he needed. He thought he was posting in the right way. He was posting his work. He had a portfolio that looked good. His work was fucking amazing, but he wasn't getting clients. And it's because as soon as someone would message him, he'd fumble the conversation every single time. And when he would outreach, he would send like 20, 30 outreach a month, but then he wouldn't get replies, so he'd get demotivated. So then he would just stop outreaching. So we got him using our outreach process and we fixed up his brand so he was getting inbounds. Literally within the next month, he had his first 4.5K month. He's only been with us 4 months, so I don't know where he is after that. But he was literally in the coaching call today, and he was telling me, like, dude, like, I know what to do now. It feels so good having a proven process that I can follow. And now all I need to do is get out of my own way. Like, basically, all the coaching calls that he's on now, it's never like a strategy question. It's never like, oh, do I outreach or should I change this? It's more just, how do I manage my personal time so that I can do this as much as possible because I can see this works and I've seen it work. So, yeah, I mean, when editors quit, it's only because they either don't get clients or they're just shit. Yeah, a lot of shit editors quit because to be honest, everything comes down to getting clients. Because if you were making 8 to 10 to 12K a month and you enjoy editing, I'm telling you now, you wouldn't quit. And anyone that's saying they will, I bet you they're not making how much, like we just talked about. They're probably making like 1K saying, well, actually, I would have a likelihood of quitting even if I was making 10K, because it's not all about the money. Yeah, but you're not making the money. You're allowed to say it's not about the money once you've made the money. Limitless. I don't know if you just asked that again. Does the price for the old Lair members stay the same? If you've participated one time, will you get the same price? No. So the editing layer used to be $279 a month. That was for the beta. So this is like 2 years ago when we were still testing all our methods. We got our methods down. We built in the processes so that we keep our methods up to date. So if you joined at the 279 version, awesome, you're still in. If you decided to leave, you're now going to be on the more expensive plan. If you decide to join, you still will make a lot more money than you pay us. Like, we make editors a lot more money than they pay us, but will it be at that super cheap rate of $279 a month? No. Like, there were so many people that used to say it was expensive. A lot of them had the money and they literally said, I have the money, I just want to join later, or I want to try this cheaper program first. They tried it and they tried joining like 6 months later because that program didn't work for them. And I'm like, well, you decided to not join. Like, I'm not going to, I fucking told you I'm going to raise the price. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we had people too where we literally told them like, yo, because this is when it was, I think we were like 2,500 to join earlier. This is like earlier in the year. And we told them like, yo, I'm letting you know now, it's 2,500. You said it's perfect for you. He said he wanted to join. He said that it's perfect for him. He said he's been wanting to join for a year. I'm like, dude, you want to join? Go for it. He said he had the money. He was like, I want to wait. I'm like, dude, we're going to raise the price. I'm letting you know now. He thought I was lying. He joined, he booked in another call 6 months later. We were 3,000, no, I think we were 3,000 or 3.5K by that point. And I told him like, yeah, it's going to be 3.5K. And he said, oh, you told me it was less before. Could we just do that price? And I'm like, no. Because the thing is, this is what it looks like to not take action. So in the same way where, let's say you decide to outreach to a creator, the creator says, okay, I'm ready to work with you, I'll pay you. And you're like, oh, can we start working on the video in 2 weeks? The client's not going to be like, okay, we'll wait for the video in 2 weeks. They're just going to go with another editor. So in the same way, like, that's just the cost of inaction. If you joined the layer and you left, sorry, man, it's going to be the new price. And we're still going to raise the price after that as well. So, I mean, it's never going to be cheaper than now. If you've been in a stage of your own editing career where you know you've been wanting to scale, perhaps you've even seen the editing layer before, or you've seen some of the editors that we've coached and you're like, fuck, this would work for me, or I feel like I want to join this. I mean, I'd recommend applying for it now because it's only going to get more expensive. Like, the more that we become proven, the less risky it is for you. Meaning the higher we're going to charge for it because we know that it's more guaranteed. So is it monthly now or is it lifetime? So it's lifetime access to the course and it's lifetime access to all the updates to it. The only part that's monthly is the coaching calls where you're with me directly and the AI platform that we've built. So we have like an AI platform where essentially anytime you need help, it's there. It has all these other tools inside as well. But essentially anything that it costs us, like on a month by month basis, we just charge like a tiny subscription. If you don't want to pay for the subscription, that's fine. You just tell us you want to cancel and then you have lifetime access for it. And you still have lifetime access to all the systems and the updates. The subscription basically just covers, like we don't even implement it straight away. It's after 90 days of coaching. So you get 90 days of coaching for free. After that 90 days, if you want to keep access to the calls and you want to keep access to all our AI stuff, then that's when you can pay the subscription. If you don't want to pay it, you have lifetime access to all our proven systems for getting clients, for scaling, for actually getting the videos done faster. for creating these effects that actually work in YouTube videos, the storytelling side, all of that content you keep access for lifetime, and all the updates that we make to the program. So that's how the pricing structure works right now. Yo, I got a question about audio. How do you balance / mix different audio tracks in Premiere so it doesn't sound like crap? In fact, we were talking about the editing layer. Let's just show you how we cover this in the editing layer. How do I share my screen? It's like that. Nope, that is one on top of the other. Oh, is that working? Oh my god, I feel like such a boomer when it comes to this OBS thing. Let's see. Let me put me into the corner. Cool, I need to share my screen again. I'll show you guys, I'll cover the audio process that I use with you guys. How do I refresh this? Restart capture, there we are. Cool. So we cover this in a lesson. So when it comes to audio, in fact, AI.editing layer. Someone asked about audio. Cool. So what we'll do, we'll ask Layer AI, how do you balance / mix different audio tracks in Premiere so it doesn't sound like crap? What it's now going to do is it's going to search through the entire Layer content, like course library. It's going to search all my Q&A calls. It's going to search every live stream I've ever had, every single feedback call that I've had privately, every single one-on-one coaching call that I've ever had. It's going to search every single thing, and then it's going to give the exact steps. So this is the exact process that I would use for when it comes to fixing audio tracks. I always use a 3-step process. Dialogue first, then the music, then the SFX. Now when it comes to fixing bad audio so it doesn't sound like crap, this is what I would use in Premiere Pro. The reason it's given me this is because in my settings, I've told it what platform I edit on. So I've told it I edit in Premiere Pro and After Effects, which is why it's given me the specific tools for Premiere Pro. So it tells you the specific ones too. If you want to find the layer specific content, then you can do here, fixing audio. You just ask it to find all the layer content for fixing audio, and what it will do is show you all the lessons that talk about fixing audio. So it'll bring up the enhancing audio lesson, which is how to fix crappy audio. It'll also give you some SOPs, which will help with a few things with audio, but it's usually going to be the first result that comes up. That's the most relevant. So when it comes to fixing audio, this is the answer. You can give it a quick read here, screenshot it if you'd like. But yeah, that's just a quick preview of how our AI platform works. Let's see. Malice, X is kind of shit nowadays. 1 of 2 inbounds are hidden because of the new chat features. The OG mail icon and its functions for the best. Yeah, we found that Twitter used to be goated in like 2021. We don't recommend it as much anymore. Like Twitter's kind of shit, you're right. There's methods that crush a lot heavier than that. When it comes to the X chat specifically, you just got outreach in a different way. I have a mentor that I learned this from. You have 2 types of people. You have stimuli hunters, and then you have fundamental seekers. Stimuli is like the actual outreach message. It's the thing that you get the person to respond to. A stimuli hunter is someone who just tries to find the best outreach method or the best lead sourcing method or whatever, but they don't understand the fundamentals of how you find a lead sourcing method. They don't understand the fundamentals of how you find a killer outreach message. A fundamental seeker understands the fundamentals of how outreach messages are created. They understand the fundamentals of how an outreach system is created. They understand why it works, why it doesn't work, and why, if it isn't working, why. So you would want to be a fundamental seeker, not a stimuli hunter. So what does a stimuli hunter look like in this case? Someone who's struggling with that exact problem. Someone who used to have X working, maybe in 2021, 2022, 2023, and now it's not working because there's an update. But if you fundamentally understand why that outreach system was working, you could fix it. For example, let me actually bring up some of my trackers. Inbound. Cool. Can you guys see if I do this? I'm always scared like it's not gonna work. Anyways, okay. For example, this is one of our outreach trackers. We were testing this, and yeah, so we tested it with 382 people, and we had a 20% essentially booking rate. We closed 20% of this, so whatever this is divided by 5, that's the close rate. We had a 20% booking rate. What this looks like is we had a reply rate of 60%, meaning if we message 100 people, we get 60 replies. When from those 60 replies, 120 agree to be pitched, and 60% take us up on the offer. Now, we ran the system with 380, 390-ish people, fucking crushed. The next month that we ran it, that went down to 8.5% because we were purposely qualifying leads a bit harder. Then it jumped to 3.2%. And towards the end of the year, this got fucked. Like absolutely fucked by Twitter's update. Like we couldn't even send enough messages because we were getting sent to people's message requests. So what we had to do is change things. So what you'll see here is we made a few changes. We made a slight change. So before it used to be stage A, stage B, stage C, and stage D. We had to split up stage A into 2 parts. So we had to change the initial outreach message. So instead of having a single outreach message, it was a split outreach message, because that's one of the ways that we were able to get around X's new limitations. So before we dropped down to like a 15% reply rate, we got it back up to a 22 and a 37% reply rate. And our pitch rate and our close rate were the exact same. So what you'll realize is if you are just relying on one single method, or you're relying on a method that worked a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago to outreach, you're fucked. Because as soon as there's an update, you have no idea what to do. But because we knew why our outreach system worked, as soon as there was a change to the Twitter platform, guess what? We know how to adapt to it because we know why the system worked in the first place. So never want to be a stimuli hunter. You want to be a fundamental seeker. Understand why the platform worked. Sayeef, is your program for beginners or people who are already earning and want to earn more? If you're broke, it won't be for you. I'll keep it 100. The person who suits the editing layer, someone who already knows kind of how to get clients. Like you shouldn't be a beginner. You should be good at editing and you should have worked with clients in the past. Some people don't have clients right now. That makes sense. That's normal. But you need to be able to say like, hey, I've worked with clients before. Because that means we have a proof of concept that your work is already good enough. And when someone's work is good enough to get clients, our systems fucking crush. So yeah, you need to be good at editing. Hey Malice, how does the layer coaching work? Could you explain a little bit more about it? Got you. So the editing layer, it's a 90-day program. On day 1 to day 7, all it is running the outreach systems and setting up the inbound systems. The reason being, we want you to ROI from the program as quickly as possible. So within the first week, we typically get someone their highest paid client so far. From weeks 1 to 2, so like once the first 7 days has wrapped up, we're just going to be helping you deliver for these clients and optimize your workflow. If you already have clients, we're going to help you do this from day 1, but we want to get you clients and get you faster as quickly as possible within the first 2 weeks. Because what that does is give the rest of the 90 days to just dedicate to scaling. This is why we get such good results. It's because we have a super short amount of time where we just give you as much feedback and help as possible. So that's going to look like you jumping on our calls and telling us where you're at. Oh, I've sent this many outreach. I'm getting replies, but I'm not closing. Okay, let's look through your messages. Let's fix that. Oh, I'm doing this many videos. I'm getting burnt out. What should I do? Jump on a call. Let's fix that. So no matter what your problem is, we fix it for you specifically. So it's a 90-day intensive coaching program. You have lifetime access to the actual systems and the updates. So we're going to show you how to get faster. We're going to show you how to edit. We're going to show you how to get the clients. We're going to show you how to scale. Those systems you keep lifetime access to. If you want to get the calls and like access to me after the 90 days, that's where it's a monthly subscription. It's going to be absolutely nothing. Like it's like $100 a month, but that's after the 90 days. So upfront, it's a lot more. We have payment plans, but generally it's an expensive program, so expect to be paying quite a bit. You shouldn't do it if you can't put fucking bread on the table. But if you're at that stage where you're like, wait, you know what, I've got a few thousand left over. If I can get 1 to 2 more clients that pay a couple $1,000s each, that would be worth it to me to save like 6 months of my life. Yeah, that's what it's for. So yeah, if you know that, hey, like me getting a couple clients who pay a lot more would help, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm good at editing, then yeah, then the layer's a good fit. But in terms of coaching and how it works, Jiggy, I mean, that's the general process. Like, it's just a 90-day intensive, like us helping you scale. We help you get clients, we help you with the workflow, we help you with the actual editing, and just genuinely scale. And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much more to it. Like, we've just been doing it for long enough now where the process is pretty dialed in. Can I get another water, please? Thank you, my lady. Do we need to order more? Yeah, just go on your phone and order from my account. You can use my card, yeah? Cool, thank you. Been live for an hour. Gonna wrap up now. Got some other work to do. Right, boys, we're gonna wrap up now. I appreciate you all coming to the stream. The plan is to stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, essentially just lining it up with my Q&A calls and my feedback calls in the editing layer. I found that I genuinely don't like to record a stream unless I'm in the speaking mood. And because on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, we do the group calls in the editing leg program, I've already got like the setup ready, like the lights, the camera, all that stuff. So I tell myself, like, now every time after the Q&A calls or after the feedback calls, I might as well just do a YouTube live. So that's what this is. But yeah, boys, like the stream, just so you feed my unsatisfiable ego. Now I'm playing. Basically, if you like editing stuff, this teaches the algorithm that, hey, show me more editing stuff. And also, it helps me. So if you could like the stream, would be highly grateful. If you haven't subscribed, you probably have already, but sub if you want to watch more of these. Put the notifications on if you want to see more live streams like this. So yeah, we will end the stream now. Adios. I will see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully.